Hello everyone, Robert from RobertBrews, here with another cook. Let's get her going. First, I'm going to talk about St. Patty's Day. So we're going to make a corned beef. And we're going to do it kind of the traditional way, but keeping it low sodium. Now, the beginning step is not necessarily low sodium, because we're using things like curing salt, pink salt, my seasonings, pickling spices, and of course, beer. And of course, you have to have an Irish style beer. So Second Pitch Beer Company was nice enough to give us their Irish dry stout, which we'll be using, and you'll hear more from them later. Now, just to get started, you're going to have basically a half a gallon of water, 4 tablespoons of pickling spices, 1 tablespoon of curing salt, 1 tablespoon of my original seasoning, which is the seasoning that's actually going to go on the brisket, and you're going to brine that for 4 days. Okay, it's that simple. Now, and I'll tell you how it's going to be low sodium in the end when we get to the next section. Talk to you soon. It's been brined, thanks to the magic of video editing. And now what we're going to do is we want to pat this dry. It's actually been rinsed for 4 hours. That way we reduce the amount of salt. Okay. And once we got that nice and dry, we need a binder. So I'm using Texas Black Gold Garlic mustard. There we go. And what you're going to do is just put a little bit of that on there, and you're just going to spread it around. You know, the nice thing is the black garlic will add a little bit of flavor to it, and everybody knows that mustard goes with corned beef as much as beer goes with corned beef. So we just get a good coat on there. Okay, and then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of the seasonings, which I reserved from the brine and then dried out in the oven. You know, no use wasting them all again. Put a reasonable coat on there, and we're going to do the other side here in a little bit. We're going to start with this side, and then a good liberal coat of Robert's low sodium original Texas rub, and just get that all over everything. Get around the sides. Okay. And then we're going to flip it over. And we're going to repeat that same, whoops, mustard. Sorry about that, folks. And then just to help that seasoning stick really well. You don't have to get crazy with it unless you really love mustard. And I'll tell you what, this is really good mustard. So if you haven't had Texas Black Gold Garlic mustard yet, get yourself a jar. Okay, then again, a little bit more of those pickling spices. Don't have to go too crazy. And then my seasoning. Again, pretty liberal. See, and that all stayed right on there because of that mustard. I also like to sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. And that was the real magic. What's corned beef without a good beer? So I'm just going to pour a little bit of that in the pan. This will help keep the moisture, and then of course it's going to flavor the meat as well. So the next step, so we're going to fire up the smoker, and we're going to run that at 240 degrees, and we're going to cook this until it gets to 195, and it should be super tender corned beef, ready for some good rye bread and some mustard. We'll see you then. I want to tell you about Naughty Wood. I love their pellets for my pellet smoker. They're 100% wood, no additives, no chemicals. Today we're using plum with this corned beef that we're going to do, and I really love the fruit ones. You know, I use apple, plum, cherry all the time. Check out Naughty Wood. Thank you. Hello everyone, Robert from RobertBrews. And here today I'm with Tim Hansen from Second Pitch Brewing, and we're going to talk about the kind of beer we're going to use for an Irish corned beef dinner.
Yeah, and I think we have one of the great beers for that. It's our Man and His Dog Irish Stout, named after, you know, those great Irish pubs where you sit down with your dog and enjoy a couple pints. So I'll get you some.
Let's get some.
So this is our Amanda's Dog Irish Stout. I think that's probably the best one to do with corned beef because it is very traditionally an Irish stout, all the way down to the water profile, which is the same as Dublin, Ireland. We use 100% English malts, yeast, hops, everything. So it's really, really great beer. Has a ton of rich flavor, but it's also only 4%, so you can drink it all day. So cheers. Cheers.
That is an excellent stout.
Yeah, I like it too. One of our favorites around here.
I can see why. It's very good. I look forward to cooking with that
Yeah.
and drinking it at the dinner.
Fantastic. Here you go, a little special something for you for the brisket you're going to be, or the corned beef you're going to be doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day.
No problem. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robert Brews here. Let's see how this is going. Let's check that temp. All right, it's time to wrap this puppy. So let's get some foil. Just kind of let this relax and get done. See you later. Hello everyone, here we are. We're going to check and see if this is done. It's been wrapped for a while and we'll see if we got temp. Doesn't that look beautiful? Look at that. We're going to slice that here in a few minutes and it's going to be beautiful. Okay everyone, corned beef ready to go, some nice rye bread, an excellent beer. Thank you to Second Pitch for their Irish dry stout. Love it. I've tasted it, I've cooked with it, some great au jus. And I want to reach out to Hog Wild and thank them for the knives. If you need a really nice knife, I suggest that you look them up on Facebook, Hog Wild Knives. Thank you. We're going to enjoy this.